And I'm alive. How about that? Let me go spread the news. Someone has joined. One singular person has joined. Wonder who it is. Is the music too loud? I feel like it is.
Yeah.
You a child? No way. It's funny because the reason why I called it that is at school a little loud. Okay, I'm trying to. I like the music. I think it makes it more. I don't know, homey. I don't know. I like it. Anyway, I got into not an argument, but like I was basically saying that I'm not a child to someone that's I'm kind of close with. Not close, but I've been friends with for a long time. And she's like, you literally have a bunch of Star Wars books. And I'm like, oh, you got a point. So I'm literally a giant child. So especially if you've seen my Twitter post, you know I'm a child. What's up, Blue Pig? Apparently, to Star Wars timeline, I am the worst of all children. Apparently, I don't know anything about Star Wars, and I'm a fake fan. So your PC needs to be restarted. I'm not restarting it right now. I'll restart it later. Here's an actual fake fan right here. Your child pig's an infant. Let's go. As always, I will put the link in the chat for anyone who is interested in joining. I'm hoping this will be a little long, like it was last night. I see. I was planning to do something tomorrow morning, but that fell through. So I'm able to stream tonight. You know. But yeah, so if you're interested in joining, go and join. Alex is not a fan of me lately. Alex has fallen to the dark side. Yep, he has. He has fallen. He has fallen to the dark side. Marcel, I'm thinking of bringing you on for a podcast. I'm trying to talk with Chris to do the next episode, then I'll do one with you after that. Because I think you're a really cool guy. You've been around like Chris and Matt have, and so I'd love to have you on too. Same with Maxine. Max, I'd love to have you on as well. I think you are, since you're experiencing a lot of the EU or at least a lot of the good stuff for the first time, like the NJO, stuff like that, Young Jedi Knights, you read that recently. I'd love to bring you on too, just to talk about that stuff. Plus, you're kind of in, now, there's nothing wrong with liking Disney Star Wars. I think a lot of people think of that. I don't care. Ultimately, I don't care. It's, I just think you're kind of in a position I once was. So you love the Disney stuff, but you also love the EU stuff, and kind of in the middle there. But as time has gone on, I've kind of been, you know me. As Filoni keeps coming out with stuff, and even before I became an EU fan, I was starting to get kind of frustrated with him because of all the familiar faces and all the cameos and stuff that he does, all the fan service. So even before I was an EU fan, I was starting to get irritated with him. It's amped up. Not only because I'm now more of an EU fan and stuff like that, it's just he's made more stuff and he keeps doing these things. So, but yeah, I'd love to have you on as well. That'd be awesome, man. I'd love to have you. No, they're not. I, That's great to hear. Hey, look at that. Max is going through what I once went through. I mean, seriously, like just a couple of years ago, I was the biggest Disney Star Wars fan. I defended the sequels, hell and back. At least before The Rise of Skywalker came out. I defended the first two. I still defend TLJ to a degree. Like, I defend Kylo's arc. I defend Snoke's death. I thought his death was excellent. Um, so, am I still sick? If you're asking me, no. I have kind of like the after effects of that kind of stuff, allergies, but I'm not really sick, no. Alex, I'm sure he's still sick because he has COVID. You should do a Tales from the Fandom series for your pocket phone. Get people of all backgrounds. That's a good idea, but I've done it with Alex. I did it. It's a while back. We talked about the NJO. It was like it's like a 2 hour stream. It was a really good stream. But I want to continue that. I think I love the name the Jedi Praxium. That's why the group chat is named that. A lot of things are named that because I love it. I think that's a great name. So, yeah. But that's cool. I may do a separate series with that. That's a good idea though. I'm going through the same character arc that you did. You are, Max. But don't let me or anyone else influence your opinions. Make your own opinions for yourself, you know? And if it happens to be similar, it happens to be similar. TLJ is really good. It's I don't know. It's the best of the sequels. I still say it's the best Star Wars movie we've had since Revenge of the Sith. Meaning it's just the best Disney Star Wars movie. But I don't know. I think. See, I'm not opposed to Luke being a hermit. I'm not opposed to that. I just think a lot of the context to it ruins it for me, and that really only happens since Book of Boba Fett, because the Book of Boba Fett made Luke into a prequel Jedi, and you guys know how I hate that. So, and that's the whole reading. There's a hashtag on Twitter, all roads lead to TLJ, and that's prime proof of it. So, hello, Titus. Titus, wasn't it your birthday yesterday? Happy birthday. Or was that a few days ago? I don't remember. Happy birthday anyway. I'll come on if no one else does. LOL, I'm just almost always on. I don't. I mean, if no one else wants to come on, no one wants to come on. I'd like Max on. Max, if you want to come on, you can. Oh yeah, no, I totally have been like for my own thoughts, of course. And you were a big deal. So, yeah, I was. I mean, I'm young. I'm 17, so Disney Star Wars is what I've kind of grown up. I grew up with Rebels. Hell, So I still have a love for Rebels. I still have a soft spot for it. I don't like to. I bash new canon. I bash Rebels Thrawn, but other than that, I don't like to bash like the characters. I didn't hate any of them. I liked all the characters. Max, if you want to come on though, you're totally welcome to. I put the link to the stream. I don't know if you have StreamYard, but I put the link. Well, you may not see it since you join later. Well, this is not a podcast. This is just coming on the stream, just to come onto the stream. It's not a podcast. I mean, if you want to come on, I'm just saying. I'd love to have you on, though. You don't have to come on, though. I'm not trying to force you or anything. You don't have to. It's not. This isn't a podcast. This is just me streaming just to stream because I'm bored. Plus, it's Friday night and feels like something fun to do. You don't have to come on, though. But I'd like you on. I'd like everybody on. I love all of y'all, so you're all welcome to come on. And I'll throw the link back in the chat if you need it. I wanted Rian Johnson to not destroy Luke Skywalker. Fair enough. I mean, see, if they contextualized it better, I would like it, but I'm just indifferent to it. I don't hate it, but I don't really love it. It's just I hate that he's a prequel Jedi. I hate it. I mean, that's not Luke. It's not Luke. He's not a prequel Jedi fundamentally. I mean, he's not. He's the most unorthodox of the Jedi, if anything else. Look at the way he's trained. Started his training at 19. He wasn't even 19. He was like 22, I think. He was like 22. And I say starting training is when he started training with Yoda. That's what I would say. And if you're not going to count that, then 19. So, and it's just like, and he's trained in only a few years to fight Vader. He's such an unorthodox, and the fact that he has all these different attachments and whatever, it's like, and clearly he never gave them up by Return of the Jedi, because by that point he'd been with Yoda for over a year, and I'm sure Yoda was teaching him all that stuff. But no, he's not a prequel Jedi. He's different because his character is different. JJ, that's a good point. That's a good point. He's just as responsible. I have come on a lot lately, so happy to see some others come on. Love for anyone to come on. Anyone. Yeah, that's something I always disliked. I get the point of it. Ryan was like, okay, what would he do? He doesn't like the Jedi apparently. So what would he do with the lightsaber? He would throw it. It's like, he doesn't want to see that. But, if you look at the music, the way the music led up to that, it was definitely for comedic purposes. That's why, and I've had that before. It's like, dude, it's objective. Look at the scene, the music of the scene specifically, and the way it's leads up to it. That was done for comedy, which is stupid. Okay, absolutely. We're joining right now, but I'm about to be on FaceTime in the Xbox. Oh, that's cool. Well, have fun. You can always join later on. It's not that big a deal, but it would be awesome. I do have Xbox 2, and I do play Battlefront 2. So, I think Battlefront 2 is probably my favorite thing Disney Star Wars has done. Stories are certainly not there, but Battlefront 2 is a really fun game. I do have Battlefront 1. I've played that a little bit. But currently I'm playing Republic Command. I need to finish it. I'm almost done with the game. It's actually a good game. Dumb question, not a dumb question. No questions are dumb. Do you need a computer / desktop StreamYard? You don't. You can use your phone. But it's better with a PC. Max, you have Xbox? Bet. I'm not on my Xbox. And my Xbox is in another room, so I can't. I'll have to just take a picture of it. Be like, I'll add you. For sure. And we can chill on Battlefront 2. I'd love to stream Battlefront 2, but I don't have an Elgato, so I can't do that. I need it. I want to get one. They're not that expensive from what I've seen. So I may look into that. I want to debate DLJ. Where did Luke go? I don't know. I don't debate that movie anymore. It's pointless. It's like, the movie's been out for like 5 years now. Which Battlefront? Battlefront 2. The new Battlefront 2, the 2017 one. It's not perfect. There's a lot of problems with it. I still have a lot of issues with that game, but it was in the right direction. But, EA. Next year I should probably be able to join in. I got some thoughts. Oh, that's awesome. NJO is definitely fun to talk about. You know me. Shop on Java Minecraft. I have that as well. I don't like any other version of that game. I did like the older console versions, like before Bedrock came out. The older console versions were really nice. But the newer, I just don't like the general look and feel of Bedrock Edition. And I would puke if Java ever became a part of that. But I also miss the simplicity of the old game. Like, I don't mind the new updates. I didn't like the Nether update. I thought that was stupid. But it's like, you go to the Nether for resources. You don't go there to get food. You don't live there. You can't live there. It's the point. So, I don't know. I just think that, but all the other updates have been good. What do you guys think of the Afro comics? Never read them. What's your ideal Star Wars game? Open world sandbox game. Now, I would like it in, of course, the NJO, but that's not going to happen. But open world Star Wars game, basically like GTA, just Star Wars. I mean, come on. You can buy your own spaceships. You can do all these different things. I mean, how cool would that be? Go to whatever planet you want to go to. Have space battles. I mean, come on. Can't get better than that. Though if episode 8 is more positive freelance, I don't see that. Yeah, I don't think I'll hate Legacy of the Force at all. It's taken me forever to get to it, but whatever. Life. I don't know how Matt has time to read. I mean, he has 4 kids and a job, and then he does his YouTube, which takes time. And he has a life. It's like, how does he manage to read all this? He would probably be reading now, but I should probably be reading now, if anything, but no, I'm on stream with you guys. Maxine, more NGO. I agree. Playing 1.8 best version. Yeah, I know. I used to be a big Minecraft player. Specifically Bed Wars. I used to be really big into that. But it gets boring really quickly. That'd be great. You should totally do it. Do what? What did I miss? Oh, yeah, coming on next stream. I don't know when I'm streaming next. That's the problem. So, but I'll let you know, Max. So I've been saying last. Mine would be Galactic Conquest as a standalone game. GTA Star Wars. I mean, yeah, that's a great idea. I was reading Dark Journey. Oh, that's a good book. That's really that book gets a lot of hate for some reason, and I can kind of understand it. Like a lot of people's criticism is it focuses too much on Tenno Ka or Jagged Fell. It's like it's a Jaina-centric book. I mean, there's no doubt about it, but it's not going to focus just on her. Did you not read Star by Star? A bunch of stuff just happened. It's like it's not that simple. Plus, I'm a big Tenno Ka fan. I love the Hapes clusters, so it was really cool to see that planet and those characters again. Same Max, come on. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to end up doing because she loves it as much as I do, so. No, I'm streaming. Sorry. Star Wars Coruscant, like, well, that's cool. What I've been loving this book my way through already now. Finishing, even after going on Xbox. Yeah, that's a good book. It's a really good book. Elaine Cunningham is really underrated. I wish she had more books. Well, she was supposed to get another book. Said I think it was doing Legacy. It was called it was a Zek book. I don't remember the name of it. It was a book about Zek. There was cover art and everything. It was actually pretty cool cover art. I don't remember the name of it, but she's supposed to do that, but that fell through. I don't remember the name of that book. I always forget the name of it. It's one of those infamous canceled books that the EU had. If Afra died, no one would read Star Wars comics anymore. Sorry. She's essentially the Quinlan Voss of the new canon. And she has like a cult following, which is fine. I'll be surprised if she doesn't show up in a movie or a show of some kind eventually. She is that. I mean, Chrysanthemum did. Hell, why wouldn't she? But I have never read those comics. I have really no desire to read those comics as of yet. So I don't really care to read them either. I know Afro's like the Indiana Jones of the new stuff. See? There you go. There you go. Ella has to search about because she has that cult following like he does. But I've been told, and I think you told me this, and I think Scott told me this as well. But the comics are definitely one of the highlights of the new canon. Now, I can't agree or disagree with that because I've never read any. Afra and Bounty Hunter is all about I follow trade paperback wise. Oh, we got a differing opinion. Personally, think Afra's annoying. The new Vader series, I've seen parts of it. I've read a panel or so, and from what I've seen, it completely just makes the Rise of Skywalker even more of an issue. So, good job, Charles Soule. Great job. I'm sorry. Um, See, I was reading those High Republic comics. Those comics are pretty mediocre, from what I remember. But I'm sure they're probably some of the best stuff because it's High Republic. The High Republic is, I guess, even by new canon fans, is generally considered some of the best stuff the new canon has to offer. Which is sad because they've offered so much other things and no one cares about that stuff. The problem is Filoni made storyboard don't give a crap about the comics. Of course not. I've dreaded the latest Vader issues. They're so damn boring. Well, Max, I'm sorry about that. There's some pretty cool Vader comics in the EU, though. You want to read those? Vader in the Ghost Prison? There you go. High Republic comics suck. Yeah, the High Republic really shines in the novels, for sure. Age of Republic and Age of Rebellion are pretty good comics, but Kevin Scott's book, The Rise of Kevin Scott is someone I think is genuine. Meaning, like, he genuinely cares, I feel like. But I was not a fan of High Republic Adventures, but I said online stream last night I don't know anything by Daniel Jose. Oh, well, you don't have to worry. Good. I started those High Republic Adventures. They were even boring, but even more boring. Like, okay. What I really hate is how they give that one Jedi freaking Krait's mask, his helmet. It's like, what the hell's the point of that? You even know what a helmet is made out of? It ain't made out of something in the Star Wars world. It's made out of Vong material. Shut up, Alex. Your opinion's invalid. Yes, Vader and the Ghost Prison, one of my faves. See, there you go. There's a whole bunch of other stuff too. Bunch of miniseries. It's not like a long series like the new Vader comics, but there's a whole bunch of miniseries, and I haven't read any. But from what Matt Wilkinson said, they're like a hit or miss usually. Like Ghost Prison, he said was a hit. A lot of them are a miss. So, I mean, it just depends.
When I wake up, I'll wake up. I never sleep past 10. So it's fine.
You wasted your
I'm
money,
up by
bro.
10, wake me up. Okay, well, set your alarm to be up.
Can I go mute? My family's arguing. Whatever. Hyperloop Adventure was even worse than the main run. Hyperloop Adventure is boring. Older wrote all of the High Republic Adventures. That's why they're bad. He's not a good author. Oh, that's funny. He also doesn't know anything either. Apparently, he doesn't. And Last Shot was a solid book. I heard it was terrible. Terrible, I heard. I don't think he is. I think he just wants a paycheck. He gets that character at Von and Crab helmet, and I was like, yeah, it can't be Von and Crab. They hate the Vong in the new canon, so the new canon writers apparently, which I'm cool with. I want them to hate the Vong because I don't want the Vong in the new canon at all. I wouldn't say that. Not discount use on Vong. They're compared to the Vong because they're so unique, like the Vong are. But I wouldn't say they're discount Vong. I think the Nile are actually not bad. They're nothing like the Vong, of course, but That's why I've always said that the High Republic is. A lot of people compare it to the Old Republic. It's nothing like the Old Republic. It's more like the NJO. I read the first pages of the Silmarillion just because of the Amazon show that I have no interest to watch coming out. Well, Star Wars is having its version of the Silmarillion coming out soon called Supernatural Encounters. I need to make a post about that. One does not read it, they study it. There you go. I never want them to touch the manga canon. Then I have to Chris. Don't even get me started on that. Those losers of a species. I started right. In fact, I got it right here. I used it last year. I started it, but I didn't continue it. It's kind of a big book. It's kind of big, so I don't know. I bought it when it came out, and I never read it. I read the first book though, which I thought was good, but I've read pretty much most of Phase or Wave 1 of Phase 1. Big I agree, by the range. It was Heskip Hamlet. The Bong were almost in TCW. They were. Thank God they weren't though. Don't trust Filoni or his goons. I just don't want the Vaughn canon at all. New canon, whatever the hell it's called these days. There we go. That's what we need. What we need. We need to be spreading the EU movement more on Instagram. Max, you got the followers. It's weird though because Lucasfilm knows about us. Brian Borg at Twin Suns Foundation, he's contacted them numerous times about this. They're always invited to conventions and whatnot. So like he's in good standing with Lucasfilm. But Lucasfilm was just adamant that no, the EU will not continue. In fact, we went as far as I keep hitting this. We Brian Borg went as far as and said, "Hey, can we just buy the Legend stuff?" Now, I don't think that would really work because a lot of the Legend stuff has Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, all the movie characters. So I don't know how that would work. Now, of course, Lucasfilm said absolutely not, but which I don't know why they don't use it anyway, except to rip off from it. I still need to finish Light of the Jedi. I've been so focused on. Hey, that's the good stuff right there. Also, what's up, Iron Inquisitor? You need to change that profile picture though. Sorry. I've actually had a dissenter lately in my DMs about the E mode or element. He's very strange being very strange Star Wars. Hey, send him to me. Send him to me. You know, you've seen my Twitter. You know how I am. I also get a lot of people asking for book recommendations. Hey, that's good. That's really good. See, what I think is so good about your page in particular, Max, is you got a lot of Disney canon fans following you. A lot of people who don't really know too much about the EU, so it's like you could really spread the EU in a very positive way to people who may not know about it. And if maybe not the EU, but at least our movement and what we want, and maybe get them to understand why we are EU fans and why we want to continue. So you could be one of our strongest soldiers. Feels like a war at times, but Lance is on the front lines with Twitter. I am. Put in the chat. I can't. I'm sure I can. I don't have Discord on my laptop. Put the link in the chat. They'll join. Yeah, a lot of people saw the E customer recommendation. I have one tell me he like Facebook with his dad and that upon it. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. Must be tiring. No, it's not tiring because I always win. I mean, literally, I don't lose arguments, and if I have, prove it. Especially you guys who follow me on Twitter, prove it. I've never lost. It's a war. I'm playing both sides. I always get right on top. Can't play both sides. You gotta pick a side eventually. Pig, I want to be. I was laughing this morning when I said curse you, Pig Alex stream last night. I didn't watch that stream. Well, I went to bed. I saw that stream though. The link on it. Oh yeah. Stream said it's top chat. That's the greatest thing I've ever been told, Max. But it also means I'm gonna die early on, so let's hope that doesn't happen. That was garbage and Pacey took over. But you'll need to set it to live chat. How do I do that? Ooh, I don't know. Do I have to actually go on to the YouTube channel, to my YouTube channel, and do it that way? Probably. Let me mute myself. I said it's a live chat. So if you want to send that link, if you send that link, I mean, I may have to open up Discord. I may have to just do that. Send me the link yourself. I'm in the habit of always switching to live chat automatically. I'm not. Yeah, I may have to just open Discord up on here. I don't ever remember my password. Well, I mean, I did log on to it the other day. I don't have the app. In case you're wondering, I just haven't downloaded it yet. But I will, Blue Pig, send me the link. Oh, here it is. Copy paste this. Okay. Control A. Control C. All right. I'm sending the Discord in now. There it is. And then I go over here and I pin it. Message pinned. There you go. So if you guys are interested, there you go. Did I get a DM from somebody else? I don't know. So Max, whoever else is not in his Discord, give that a shot if you want it. All right, everyone, I'm gonna head out. See you later, Max. I may stream. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I can stream any more this weekend. because I work. It's like I could stream midday, but that's boring. Anyway, I could stream after work, I guess, but I have church the next morning, so I don't know. And I need sleep to get up for that. So I love church, but that's the worst part of it is getting up. But bye, Max. Have fun. Win a bunch of games, and long live the EU. Long live the EU rebellion. How about that? Okay. Anyway, man, I'm getting sleepy now. It's not good. Anyway, Marcel, Alex, y'all may have to join now because I don't think anybody else. I was hoping Max would join, but she's interesting. I have her. I mean, obviously she's in the group chat. You guys know that. But she's really cool. I think it would be really awesome to have her on a stream. Rather be a stream or podcast would be cool. Just setting up Discord. Take your time, man. Take your time. I'm not even that active on Discord because I don't have my notifications on. So that's it is what it is. But it's actually interesting. Last night, Chris said that Star Wars was dead. I don't agree with that. I see why he says that. I mean, it's not that I think that's a very subjective thing. Maybe it's dead to him, and that's fair. But to me, I don't think it's dead. I think the EU, at least in my life, as I am as a fan, that's what's been really keeping me in there, as a fan. So yeah, and Andor is apparently coming out soon. I keep forgetting that. Like I have no hype for that show, and that's not like even shows like Boba Fett and Kenobi. I had some hype for. I was interested in that stuff. I was really hoping it would be good. Of course, it wasn't, but I was hoping it would be good. But I have no hype for it, and it's such a shame. Such a shame because it's probably going to be good. It's always the stuff. It's always the stuff I like or I'm interested in that's not good. So, and I'm sure it'll end up being good. Do I want it to be good? Of course I do. I want all Star Wars to be good. But I don't know. It'd be cool to see if Escape from. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I'll job, but I won't be able to do voice chat in that public place. That's okay. Andor would be great. I hope so, but I don't think it will be. It's just Cassian Andor is such a strange character to do that on. He showed up in one movie and died. I mean, it's like why? Why not make it about Mon Mothma of all characters? I think that would be even a lot better. She's already in the show to begin with. Of course, Saul Guerrero's in it. That's something else I fucking hate. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swear there, but that's what I also hate about it. Saul Guerrero is such a boring character to me, and he's in everything, especially if it involves Filoni. Let's see. Filoni's Clone Wars, Rebels, Rogue One, Jedi Fallen Order, The Bad Batch, and Andor. And I'm sure there's more stuff I'm missing. It's just that's something I hate. I hate that Guerrera's in it again. But whatever. What do I know? And Rogue One, I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's just not that interesting. There you go. Such a shame. Is it? I can respect that, but it is a shame. Sucks. Also, what's up, Matt? I didn't say hi. Did you get my email? I did email you. You were begging me to reach out to you, so I did. Maybe, but he's just used in everything. It's little. I mean, it's just he's one dimensional to begin with. In my opinion, like I see why other people like it. I just don't care for him. Matt, the general himself, general of the EU movement, Matt Wilkins. I get it as well. I'm sure Chris has a copy though. He's Chris. He gets everything. Didn't see the email, but I'll check. I think it's under LeBrock David, something like that. I'm not giving you the whole email, obviously, but yeah, but Chris has a copy. I know. He showed it on stream, so I mean, he went like this, but still showed it. Obviously, it wasn't Escape from Daegu, but he probably has a copy. He probably has the freaking Nightfall trilogy of all things. He has everything. He's Chris Nelson. He has everything. But Supernatural Encounters is coming up, and from what we talked about last stream, I'm really excited for that. I mean that sounds awesome because it'll work kind of like a guide, but it's a story, yes, but it's also kind of like a guide. It kind of explains a lot of things that a book wouldn't. So it's not like a novel. Don't go into anything like it's a novel. It's more like someone said it was like the illustrated Star Wars universe. So if you have that, I mean that book was a guide, but it really was more of a story. I think it's from Professor Hull's perspective. I don't have that book, but and Professor Hull was in what was he in Galaxy of Fear? So but yeah, so I'm definitely excited for that. And if you don't know what Supernatural Encounters is, it was something that Joe Bongiorno was going to put out for, I think it was Star Wars Gamer, but then Gamer got shut down. And then he put it out. I mean, this is completely commissioned, approved by Lucasfilm, everything. And then he put it out. It was going to go on hyperspace, and hyperspace got shut down. So, and then the reboot happened. But it was never officially canceled. Lucasfilm never came out and said, yeah, that's not going to come out, like they did Heart of the Jedi and Escape from Daegu. They never said that with Supernatural Encounters. So technically, it's still licensed. It's still official. It's not going to have the rights to be printed, unfortunately. You would think it would be, but it doesn't. I mean, Del Rey's not going to print it. But technically, it's still a licensed product. And Matt Martin, Leland Chi, Hidalgo, even they've kind of endorsed this. In fact, I think Chi said he would. I don't know if he's going to do this. I don't think he's going to do this anymore. But he did say he was going to try and put on StarWars.com, which would be awesome. That'd be great. It'd really get a lot of publicity. But I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think that'll happen now. But I wish it did. That'd be awesome. I have never reached an elaboration on planet hoppers. Matt looks to see me to thinking these central labs really had planet hoppers. It just doesn't have that series. It's weird. Matt Wilkins is a Sith Lord confirmed. I'm sleepy. But also remember, Matt hasn't read that book probably in years, so maybe he's thinking of another book. But like, what else has Fry done? Essential Guide to Warfare. I'm trying to think of other guides he did. That's been more than just that. Jason Fry books. Oh, he did Minecraft books. That's cool. Let's go to Wikipedia. He's had a lot of short stories. Central Atlas, Central Guide to Warfare. A lot of short stories, it looks like. Smaller guides. Oh, he did make the TLJ novelization. I guess it's the only book he did. But anyway. Don't see the email. I wish I could. I hope it's sent. Let me check. I used my personal email. So let me make sure I sent it to the right person. I'm not going to say it. I can't say it. Hey, Matt, can you join the stream? You don't have to actually. I'm not going to put you on the stream, but can you join the stream so I can talk to you in the private chat? I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to put you on, but I want to talk to you in the private chat so we can figure this out. Because I don't want to obviously talk private emails publicly. So if you want to join, that way we can talk in private chat. Again, I'm not going to put you on stream. I mean, if you want to be put on stream, I will, but because I do want to get this fixed because I don't know how we can do it because I know you don't have any social media, so I think this will be the best way for now. Anyway, let's read some questions. I can have a coughing fit, so I think I'll leave it to Marcel. Yeah, I mean, with your internet, it'll sound like you're coughing anyway. Matt Wilkins replacing Malgus. And someone make that edit. Someone make that an edit. Oh, it's probably one of the more controversial things in the EU. They were definitely they were a canon concept. They were not a fan concept like many people like to think. Does it make sense? I'd probably say no, but typically Grey Jedi were always one side. They always were to the light. More than anything else, they were light side. They just thought they were in the middle. That's kind of how I see it. But even then, like they're in the EU, like Luke and Fate of the Jedi, I mean, he even came out and said that, you're either light or dark. There is no in between, which is cool. But so, I mean, but I think this whole notion that they never existed, they were never canon, is dumb. It was a part of the EU, it was sea canon. Marcel, I see you, but I'm not going to put you on just yet because I don't know if Matt's going to chat with me on private chat. I don't know if he'll want you to see that because we're going to be sharing emails and stuff. So I'm going to wait just a second. I'm trying to make sure that the email I put in was correct. I probably put a dot. I probably put a dot. All right, I put .com. Probably didn't put .net. Let me find it. I took a picture of it. This is why I take pictures, Matt. You thought I was crazy for that. This is why I took pictures. Unless you told me wrong, Matt. No, it's right. says I haven't sent an email. Marcel, where'd you go? Okay, apparently I didn't send an email. I said I didn't send it. That's weird. I sent it yesterday. Here, I'll just I'm gonna copy it and just resend the email. All right. Oh, Matt's still in the stream. Well, I just resent the email, Matt, so check your resends. Marcel, you can go ahead and join. I'll put you on. Matt he's being Matt, so he is, as far as I know. Yes, you can hop on Jedi J. He is, as far as I know. I love those videos. Those videos are great. I just love, like, on Twitter, I saw Force Wave make stupid comments. I just linked him Iron's video. I saw Force Wave make stupid. You have bad echo. Iron's video. I think
I fixed it.
Hello.
I had two windows open. Is it better now?
It's excellent.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, sorry.
How are you, Marcel?
I'm good. I had like the stream open, and then I had like this StreamYard thing open, and
that's what I did on Sheev Talk stream. I was like, "Why is there an echo? Why is there an echo?" Dumb me didn't realize I had the stream open.
Yeah, I realized
on YouTube.
What's up?
I'm sleepy, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But I'm here. I'm having fun.
When you said you were gonna stream tonight, I was like, oh, maybe I'll take a nap or something. So, you know,
this is way better than a nap.
Yeah.
Chad Marcel has arrived.
Thank you. You can see my new Jedi Order right behind. Wait, sorry, this way, right behind me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Has some of the hardbacks there too. My dream is to get the entire series in hardback. The regular hardbacks by Del Rey, and then the SFBC ones.
Those SFBC ones are so. I would love to get Traitor and maybe even Dark Journey, like some of those ones. The on like Dark Tide 1 and 2. I would love to get that. Didn't they put it together? They put it like a duology and like one.
Right. Like that? The duologies and Force Heretic, the trilogy.
Oh,
they were all in one volume.
Yeah, I would love that.
And SFBC did that.
Chat hat. Yeah, I got to get more Star Wars hats. I have other hats. I have like a Toronto Raptors hat if anyone's a basketball fan. But
I'd love some EU shirts. I don't have any of those because they didn't make any. It's probably had to be something custom. But hey, look who's here! The man himself is here. Chris Nelson. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris. Yeah, the all the NJO in hardcover would be it's a life goal. For
the only NJO book I have in hardcover is this Mama Llama right here. Man, it's huge. It's kind of hard to see on stream, but it's huge in real life.
If there was one to have in hardcover, if I had to choose one, either that or Vector Prime would be maybe Unifying too.
See, Vector Prime is my favorite, but I don't have it in hardcover.
Yeah. So,
but I love the hardcover specifically for that back cover, especially for that Anakin. You know, I love Anakin Solo, so I love that. Just have it. Yeah, there you go. Of course, I do have the rest of the series in paperback. But yeah.
And that book, Star by Star, that like made me go through puberty. I read it when I was like 12 or whatever, 13, I think, when it came out, and it was just
I read it
so devastating.
I was probably about 16 I read it last year. I read the entire series last year, I think. Yeah, I read the whole series last year. 2020 is when I read the Bantam stuff, and the next year, in fact, I started Vector Prime at the very end of like December, like 29th, 28th, something like that. The very end of it, and I almost finished it before 2021 rolled around. I've read Vector Prime in like 3 days. I mean, I love that book.
That's a pretty big accomplishment to read that many books in that short period of time.
Yeah. I read the Bantam. I read most of the Bantam stuff. I didn't read the X-Wing because I was dumb and thought I wouldn't like it, but whatever. I read most of the Bantam stuff. I read a couple of those Del Rey books, like Tatooine Ghost. I read, and then I read Survivor's Quest. It's in the same era. It's just the couple of Del Rey books that they put out. Like Del Rey put out books in like the New Republic era, like Tatooine Ghost, Shadows of Endor, and then Survivor's Quest. I think there was one more, Scourge. I think it was.
Yeah, Scourge is one I've never read that one, but I want to read. It's about like one of Luke's Jedi students, isn't it? It's kind of just like its own story.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think it has a connection to a hyperspace short.
Okay.
As far as I know, but I think some short story. I don't remember, but it doesn't have any of the main characters in it, as far as I know. But
So
look, we have a guest, another guest, Jedi J.
Oh,
you're Jay Wealthy from the group chat. I did not know that. I thought thought you were a random person.
That's funny. What's up, guys?
What's up,
man?
I'm so shy, man. Oh shit.
Man, I was the same way on Matt's stream.
All right, what's up, guys? I know I've been texting you guys in the group chat, the EU group chat. It's been real cool.
Yeah, man. Nice to put a face to a name.
Oh yeah. To be
honest,
huh?
Oh, no, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying, I thought it was gonna be a lot more harder to join the chat. I thought it was gonna be difficult or something.
Yeah, no, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Lance because I know how you feel about Darksaber and I know how you feel about the Crystal Star, but we've never really talked about Children of the Jedi and Planet Twilight.
See, those books are just mediocre to me, I guess. I mean, Children of the Jedi it's weird. I mean, Luke's Force Ghost girlfriend going to his student and they're still together. Whatever. It's weird, but it is what it is. Planet of Twilight was just boring from what I remember. The Leia fighting a Jedi help was freaking cool, but beyond that, I don't remember. I mean, it was okay.
Right.
So, I don't know. But, I mean, with Children of the Jedi, though, I think I prefer that one because of the NJO.
Yeah, a lot of people really do shit on the Callisto trilogy, honestly. They do not have a lot of positive stuff to say about, like, Children of the Jedi. I feel like when I get there, when I start reading the Callisto trilogy, I'm going to probably be in the minority and start liking that. Because I like some of the weird Star Wars stuff or the obscure, underrated stuff, you know?
I mean, I will say, like, I enjoyed the Crystal Star. I read it this year for the first time. I skipped it during my original Bantam run, and I'd heard all the horrible things about it, so my expectations were very low, and
I can't wait to read it.
Surprised.
I can't wait to read this.
Crystal Star, I think I enjoy it a little bit more than I think I do. I mean, I don't know. That book is just so. I don't even know if I like it. I mean, it's that weird. I don't even know if I like it.
I
do like a lot of the connections because it has a ton of connections in the EU. People don't forget about that. It has connection with Jedi Outcasts of all things.
Yeah,
so
wait, they have a connection to Jedi Outcasts?
Yeah, the faction. I made a post about this, but the Imperial faction that is in that book is the same faction that Kyle Katarn is fighting in Jedi Outcast. It's the same faction.
Yeah, that's crazy. I heard for the Crystal Star, they said that they did a retcon because people were complaining about how Luke's characterization, he doesn't act the same. So they had to say, well, he was depressed or he was acting like this because
that's what they did because Calista just broke up with him. Yeah. But I don't know if that makes sense because in the Crystal Star it says he's weird because of the Crystal Star, the star itself. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's just had a character. I mean, it's that simple. I think that's one of the big problems I have with the book. They're all at it. Luke, Han, I don't know if Han and Leia were. I don't remember that, but I know Luke was. I mean, it was weird.
I heard. Wait, what book was it where they said C-3PO was color purple? Was it the Jedi Prince or was it this?
It was Crystal Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a disguise.
Okay. See.
Which
I-
I don't know why you need to disguise a gold protocol droid. I mean, there's millions like them.
They're a dime a dozen for sure.
Yeah. In purple, that stands out even more. If you ask me.
Right.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny.
I didn't care for the characterizations, but I thought some of the ideas were really good, and I like Waru. I think he's a great character, and I would love to see more of him.
Yeah.
From what I've been told, Supernatural Encounters will talk about him, but I'm
I
not
hope
sure.
so. When does Supernatural Encounters come out?
Sometime by the end of this year. He's like 80% done with it.
Oh, that's
He's
great.
been done with the writing part. He's just editing it now. But hopefully by the end of the year it'll be out. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, because currently I'm reading Thrawn trilogy and Heart of the Jedi right now, and some of the Republic comics.
Oh,
I'm,
good for you.
I'm like I think I told you, Marcel. I'm all over the place when it comes to this reading stuff.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
reading
like
a million different things.
Like I'm reading Wedge's Gamble right now, and rereading rather, and Dark Times. I picked it up again just tonight because it's really dark, and I had to put it down like twice now because some of it's really triggering. It's hard to get through.
Yeah, you had to go back and read something fun from the
Yeah.
Phantom Menace.
That's why I'm reading the Jedi Prince series too, but I just finished
Right.
Zorba the Hutt's Revenge, and I'm moving on to Mission from Mount Yoda or something like that. I love these titles. They're
I
so,
love the title too.
Yeah.
Mission from Mount Yoda.
yeah.
Zorba the Hutt's Revenge.
Zorba the Hutt's Revenge. Yeah.
Zorba the Hutt he's based. He has like that crazy
Lance,
beard going
I
on.
know your favorite Hut is Zero.
Wait, what?
Your
What about
favorite Hut
Zero?
is Zero, right?
I love Zero the Hutt. You're right.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
love
Zero.
that thing.
Dinosaur Daughter. I know Alex says Dinosaur Daughter in the comments, and
Die.
that hit me. Anyway, and even just in an issue that I read, Bomo Greenbark, who's one of the main characters in Dark Times, he's like a Nosorian, I think is the race, and he's reflecting on, I'm not going to spoil it, but he's reflecting on something that happened to him in one of the earlier issues, and I was just depressed about it right along with him.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Pig. I mean, you hate the Thrawn trilogy, but you think Zero is a cool. Okay, Pig.
Wait,
you're-
he hates the Thrawn trilogy?
He doesn't hate it, but he doesn't really like it that much.
Oh, okay.
You
He's
stuck, Blue Pig.
he's in the minority there.
Yeah, he is. Very much.
In a very
Zero the Hutt. I mean,
minority.
what's to like about that character?
I
What do
I'm
people
gonna-
like about it?
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. He's unique in his character design.
He's literally a Hutt and drag. I mean, he's a drag
Yeah.
Hutt drag queen. That's what he is.
He's a drag. Because aren't Hutts like I forgot how their genders work. Aren't they like
They're oh, wait,
hermaphrodites?
that is
Yeah.
not the proper term. There is a term for it. I think it's called intersex,
Okay.
and that's what they call. That's what you would be called.
Right. Okay. Because I knew it worked differently for the Hutts. Yeah, Zero. I remember seeing his arc when he got betrayed by Slice Noodles when I was a kid in Clone Wars, and it was like, what is this? He had it coming. He should have seen it coming. Don't trust Slice Noodles. Look at her. Why would you trust her? Why would you trust her? Come on now. He's an idiot.
Ice Noodles. Oh man, what a
She's-
character!
What a
I-
beautiful.
All those,
That's
like,
even worse, bro. Having Sice Noodles make out with freaking Zero the Hutt.
yeah,
What is funny? Why do people like this? Ugh. I can't believe I liked it. I only liked it when I was a little kid, but I was a little kid,
Me too.
People adults out here saying this is peak Star Wars right here.
I was gonna come on here and say I'm gonna go as Dave Filoni for Halloween this year. I think I'm gonna I'll post like a little.
Oh, bro,
like,
that's
shave the top and
the
just
scariest.
stubble. Get like a cowboy hat going
You
on.
can pull it off so well, bro.
I'll have like a blow up Ahsoka doll, much like he probably does at home, right next to me. People instantly know who I am. I guarantee you, if I throw it up on Instagram, like the Star Wars community, they'll instantly know who I am.
Yeah, talk about how
Yeah.
Halloween was a religious experience to y'all.
You know?
Yeah. I like Dave Filoni's work, but the dude is he's ridiculous sometimes. I can't even lie. The man is full of contradictions, but what can we do now at this point?
I told you my Dave Filoni journey in 4 parts was I watched Clone Wars and Rebels. I was like, this guy's really good. And then I watched Mando, and I was like, maybe he's great.
Right.
And then I watched Bad Batch, and I was like, oh wait, he's canon breaking, and this show's really mediocre. Maybe I was wrong about him.
Okay.
And then what was the last one? Oh right, the Tales of the Jedi. Finally, the news came out on what it was based on, and I was like, Dave Filoni's dead to me.
Yeah, like I'm in a younger generation, so like all these young fans are gonna look at Tales of the Jedi and think of that show, and they're gonna completely forget about Tom Veach and Kevin J. Anderson's comments.
No, they won't. No, they won't. I'm going to spam Google algorithm with as much previous Tales of the Jedi content as I can. I'm using all my hashtags. I don't care if my post is about picking up groceries or something. I'm gonna be like Tales of the Jedi hashtag.
Exactly.
Taking it back. Well, we lost them.
Connection probably. Blue Pig, your opinions are horrible, dude. I'm sorry.
Blue Pig, the Bad Batch is better than the Mandalorian.
I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest fan of that show, but at least the Mandalorian fit. At least it didn't contradict shit.
The Bad Batch.
I don't know. They're basically the same story, though. I mean, if you really break it down, they're the same story.
I just didn't see the point, and I'm actually in the camp that I find, Omega.
I don't know what happened.
Young Leia, I find them to be charming characters, but I just found the entire Bad Batch show to be pointless, utterly pointless.
All right, so my thoughts on Bad Batch is I generally thought I had fun with the show. It had its ups and downs. Like, I think the Bad Batch was just a way for them to continue the Clone Wars streak, basically, and to like talk about what the clones were doing during the transition between Republic and Empire. So I guess it has its like positives and its negatives. Like I can see why it really doesn't need to be there. Honestly, it really doesn't.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, Jay. I personally would prefer to see. Maybe I actually wouldn't prefer because it's heartbreaking, but I would prefer to see a show on Dark Times, bridge the gap between episode 3 and episode 4 than I would the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
But I get it. They need to show that transition in their timeline. Cody says the Mandalorian is pretty overrated, though. I actually don't disagree with that. What I think is when I was watching the Mandalorian, I wasn't really doing my reread of the EU. And so I was just sort of focused on the new stuff that was coming out. And relative to everything else that Disney had been putting out at the time, the Mandalorian was like this lifeboat in the middle of an ocean that I had to just cling on to before my love of Star Wars died. But compared to all the EU stuff, I actually think it's overrated as well.
Yeah. I felt like I like Mandalorian season 1 and season 2, but the problem is season 1 was a very self-contained story. But then when you get to season 2, you get all these other characters, and it starts to really get fan servicey. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know Lance, I think you said you liked season 1, but you lost it with season 2. Basically, you got
yeah. When season 2 came out, I was pretty. Nowadays, I've gotten over it, but I don't know. That was the tip of the iceberg for me. And at the time, was I reading the EU? I had to. No. Yeah, I was. It came out in 2020, so I was reading the EU. Okay. But I was still one of those. I was still in that intermediate phase where I liked both. So it's like when that stuff came out, I was like, oh, jeez. Yeah. And then that Ahsoka episode, oh my gosh, don't get me started on that. But it's just like this season was wasted to propel other shows.
Yeah, in a sense.
What's the point of it?
Or
it uses a launching pad for the other shows, and it's like, why? I mean, you didn't need to do any of that. You could have easily made an Ahsoka show and explain everything that happened in Mando. All Mando said is that she's looking for Thrawn, which we knew anyway. Right. So it's like, what the hell was the point? And then you have Boba Fett. Now, Boba Fett I can kind of understand, but Boba Fett didn't play a role at all in that in that series. He was just there just to propel the Boba Fett show, which wasn't good anyway. So it's like, I don't know. It was just wasted.
Yeah, like But I will not forget that Boba Fett scene and him going crazy against those stormtroopers. That
Yeah,
I
he
That
went,
was cool, but I mean, and Boba Fett just made Mando season 2 even more worthless. Oh, Grogu's back with Mando. Oh, I was really hoping season 3 would be away from Grogu and focus
Me
more
too.
on Finn, but
Yeah, I was surprised.
guess not.
Yes, it's like, you know what that reminds me of? If you're into comic books, you know, you can't really consistently, when you change up a character, a lot of the fans don't like it. So you got to go back to the status quo. Like Spider-Man is in this endless cycle of, you know, they're going to do something new with the character. Oh, he's back with Mary Jane. And it's like an endless cycle.
right.
It's sort of like, you're right. It's sort of like that, you know?
And Pig says in the comments, I think I'll still stick to liking both. I think that's totally fine. Like I don't advocate, objectively. Well, actually, I do advocate objectively the EU being better. But if you like both, man, more power to you. I keep living a healthy, well balanced existence.
Oh, you're talking about new canon and EU.
Yeah, I think Pig likes both. He's a fan of both.
Yeah, I'm a fan of both, honestly. I like EU more, but
yeah. Oh, Blue Pig is the hand of Thrawn 45 confirmed. He just revealed it to us. No, I'm just kidding.
Look at I'm so naive. I'm like, for real.
Cody has a great point here.
Yeah, and Cody, that's exactly what I was saying, right? I mean, it's Mando's good in its lane, and but if you're reading sort of the EU, especially the NJO, which is like the crown jewel of the EU, side by side with Mando, the contrasting quality is absolutely noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you were, Pig. Bet you were.
What I do like is there's so much Star Wars media out there. There's something there for everybody. Whether you play games, whether you like comics, books, the movie shows, like there's so much content out there. It's actually insane. Like if somebody's not into like movies, but they're like a gamer, you could be, oh, play this. Like I'm playing KOTOR right now.
There are so many Star Wars fans
Great game.
that only play the Old Republic MMORPG, and that's really their only engagement with Star Wars whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like they don't care about even the movies or anything like that. They just love the milk.
Oh yeah, shout out to Titus, by the way. Shout out to Titus.
Yeah, Titus.
Good job, Pig. Dropped your banana.
That sounds like a gag from the 1920s or something like that.
I found there. Y'all heard about? You ever heard about these people who go down a barrel? No, they're in a barrel and they go down Niagara Falls, like in a barrel. I heard there's a guy who did that and he survived. And he ended up slipping on a banana. He slipped on. I forgot. How do you survive that and you die from slipping on some fruit? Ridiculous.
I lived like an hour away from Niagara Falls, so like when I was a kid, that was really the only place that we'd ever go to was Niagara Falls. I'm so sick of Niagara Falls.
Oh yeah. Like I liked it as a kid, but you know where all those tourist traps is? How like tacky all those tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On both sides too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Marcel, I got a question.
Yeah.
You brought up Niagara Falls, and you live in Canada, so.
Yeah,
what I want to ask is, I've spoken to many people who are outside the U.S. and they always talk about how hard it is to get EU books. Do you have that same problem?
Not at all. Well, I have the exact same issues that you guys have in America, is tracking down those young adult books.
Oh yeah.
Like Jedi Apprentice or Young Jedi Knights or Jedi Quest, any of that kind of stuff. I have to resort to secondary markets like eBay or thrift books or something like that. But by and large, like the Essential Legends collections, we get them in our bookstores the same day that you guys do. We have in the city that I live in, we have like a ton of used bookstores, and there's no issue ever, finding like Star Wars books there, especially EU books. It's a great place for them without the Legends banner. And we have like our bookstores. We have like what do you guys have? Barnes and Noble or something like that in the US? Your big chain. Yeah, we have something similar to that. It's called Indigo, and it's all over Canada and various cities, and you could go in there and find an equal amount of EU content, but unfortunately all with the Legends labels, as well as like the new canon stuff. So no issues whatsoever getting the adult novels or the graphic novels that Marvel's putting out, other than, you know, their Epic collections, which apparently go out of print like 2 days after they come out for some reason. But
Well, don't you know people hate the EU? People don't want to read that no more.
Nobody wants that anymore.
Don't you
man.
know that?
It's so old.
But that's interesting because I guess I've talked to a lot of people across the pond, and they tell me how hard it is to get EU stuff, and I think that's it. And even new canon stuff, they always talk to me how hard it is to get some of the new books and stuff. So
not in Canada. But I mean, you know, I live in Ontario, and we're
yeah,
probably the most American province in Canada out of any of them. So
Most American.
yeah, well, yeah, the most American, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so
I've always said that Canada and America are basically the same country.
except for
They
except
might.
for Quebec and maybe even BC, like on either end kind of thing. Like those Quebec is like very French speak. I don't know. My name's Marcel. I'm not French background. Like I was named after like some soap opera star. My mom told me or something like that. So, but you know, Quebec it's like its own little place.
Yeah,
They have
Quebec
yeah.
is
there.
Quebec. I heard Quebec wants to be. They want to. They want to.
Yeah,
They want to be
yeah,
like
they
the
wanna be their own
separatists.
thing. And BC's a lot like it's like a lot like Washington State. It has that same vibe going on, like, you know, Oregon, that kind of thing. But yeah, I love America. I love Canada too. Obviously, I live here, but I love America too. I've never been to Texas. My sister lived in Texas for six months, and she absolutely loved it. She lived in I forget, like San Antonio or something like that.
Cool.
Anyways, but I've been like all
I've
around.
been to San Antonio. It's not a bad area.
Yeah, I've been all around. I've been to mostly the eastern, you know, the East Coast. Like I've been to like Massachusetts, New York, Washington State, and Michigan, Detroit specifically.
I'm from Michigan.
There you go, represent, right?
Yeah.
And I love it. I've never been to California. That's one place that I would love to go to, and Texas, obviously. So
Yeah. I haven't
we're
been
the
to Cali or
state.
Texas either.
yeah.
We are the best state. I mean,
Texas?
Oh, Irony Quizwares, he's from Washington State.
politically, I mean, you could have your own opinions about Texas politics, but other than that, we're the best state. No, I mean, we just are.
Yeah.
Texas is one of those states where, like, I'm from Canada, so I know pretty much all of them. Like, I'm watching, you know, the U.S. presidential elections probably the same time you guys are, you know, as they're going on and stuff like that. So I see all the results come in from the various counties. But Texas is one of those states where, like, you could be like in Europe or in China or whatever. You know what Texas is like. You know what it's shaped like. You know what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
So,
You got that stereotype, you know.
yeah.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying I heard Quebec wants to separate themselves like the CIS. You know, they want their own thing.
Quebec is definitely the CIS. I'm just kidding. Please I don't want to be canceled or whatever. I'm just kidding. They do. There's like historical reasons for it and stuff like that, and I just don't really know enough or care enough to get into it. But yeah, to use a Star Wars analogy, yeah, they kind of are like the CIS.
And some of their political leaders are like Count Dooku.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Count Dooku is one of a kind. Like Count Dooku, I don't think I ever really appreciated until like maybe the last year or so. I know I read those Republic comics.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was Jedi Dooku was specifically the issue that I read.
Amazing.
And I realized, I was like, I actually think Count Dooku is an amazing character.
He's underrated. He's so underrated.
So underrated.
You know, this man, you gotta understand, he was able to get thousands of star systems to unify again for this one guy. And it's kind of crazy because like in the new canon, you know, he has Dooku Jedi Lost, and we got some like in stuff like Darth Plagueis or some in comics for him in the EU, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dooku. Oh, what were you saying?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, Dooku.
No, I was saying I just think Dooku was just so underrated, like as a character.
I agree with you. Lance, what do you think about Dooku?
Dooku is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like Dooku a lot.
You're getting asked a question by Strax. He says, "Do you think you fit any of the Southern stereotypes?"
Not really. I guess in terms of dress apparel, like a lot of Texans, we wear boots and jeans here, like casually. I wore them today, so I guess that. Outside of that, I mean,
No
not
Dave
really.
Filoni hat.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
Nah, I would. He doesn't even wear a real cowboy hat. He wears like a off.
It's like
I
this
don't know.
curved kind of thing. I don't know.
I'm gonna look that up. Actually, it's weird, isn't? I'm not imagining it. I don't think.
Yeah,
I'm
at this point,
imagining it.
I can't see Dave Filoni without a hat. It's like it's part of his head now. You know, it's like I don't. It's weird seeing him without the hat.
Yeah, he's
so
like a mini cowboy hat. It's kind of like what he wears. No, he doesn't wear a real cowboy hat.
Yeah, and he from Pennsylvania. Where what?
Oh, I wanted to say one thing I will say about living in Canada that sucks is when I am buying stuff on the secondary markets, like I have like a bunch of like RPG source books, like the Shadows of the Empire source book or the Truce of Bakura, the Thrawn trilogy source books, like those West End game source books, or even like the junior novels. The import fees kill me sometimes, which really sucks. Like I don't mind shipping and handling, but the import fee is like another fee that I have to pay on top of it because of whatever trade agreements in place or something like that. And it doesn't, I don't always get charged an import fee. Actually, I'm not really sure how it works, but when it's like an added charge on top of like what I'm paying, and it almost like makes it not worth it to buy those types of things. So
Yeah.
that sucks.
Oh, you were saying about the young adult novels. They should reprint those.
Yeah,
It's
they
crazy.
totally have to.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
there's been like what are those like petitions set up and stuff like that to get them to reprint them, and I don't know why they're basically, I think even Michael Stackpole recently said on Twitter they're leaving money on the table.
Exactly. And I think Kevin J. Anderson said something.
Yeah, Kevin J. Anderson said the exact same, like he responded to Michael Stackpole, he basically said the same thing. Like
Yeah.
I was lucky in that I managed to get all of Junior Jedi Knights books when I was a kid, and then I got the YJK books last year. I got them all in like one go from one seller for a reasonable price. But like I'm still trying to track down like the Rebel Force stuff, like the episode 1 missions, the Jedi Quest books. I only have like half of Jedi Apprentice, and Jedi Apprentice is really good.
Oh yeah,
Really
I can't wait to read that stuff. I got some of the Jedi Apprentice stuff as well.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about the Jedi Apprentice books? As soon as the Jedi Apprentice novels they stop, Master and Apprentice, the canon novel, picks up. It's interesting the way they did that timeline.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They've tried to fill in the blanks with like Padawan and stuff like that, and I just don't think. Like I read, was the Rising Force? I think is the very first Jedi Apprentice book, nearly back to back with that canon novel Padawan, and the difference in quality was astounding. I don't mean to sound hyperbolic. I know I do sometimes, but the difference in quality was absolutely astounding. Like I still remember the plot from Rising Force clearly in my mind, and Padawan, I've already forgotten it. So.
Hey, yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna read Padawan. Probably not anytime soon. I'm reading other stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm probably never gonna read it. So
Hey,
I mean, why bother at this
read
point?
the Jedi Apprentice though.
yeah, I have Jedi Apprentice. Why read Padawan? What's the point?
Yeah.
Not to mention Padawan, freaking rips off Jedi Apprentice. Siri Tachi's in Padawan.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Why? But you know they want to sprinkle those Easter eggs to be like, oh look, see this. Like,
And I know, I'm sorry to hear there's a bunch of people that are sick in the comments, Cody, and I know Alex, you're on the mend too. So
oh yeah, I hope you guys feel better.
I think I'm making them sick.
Yeah, they got it from you from watching your stream last week when you were sick. So
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Or reading my tweets.
yeah, reading your tweets, those like renew me. Reading your tweets, they like give me life. Like I'm like, oh man, I'm just gonna, I'm having a bad day or something like that. I see Lance
Just go read my tweets.
Twitter, and I'm like, oh man, I'm good now. That's good.
Lance, do you argue with New Canon fans on Twitter?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't, but yeah, I do. I argue with people.
I mean, I wouldn't even call these people new canon fans. Like, so many of them are just like bad actors. They're just like bad faith arguers. They probably don't even care about Star Wars. Half of them. They just want to create chaos, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're agents of chaos. They're the Joker.
They're agents of chaos. It's the EU virus. Yeah, it's going around.
That's funny.
Yeah, people hate me on Twitter. but people love me on Twitter as well. So
Hey,
I, I
you-
love Twitter. It's a. I don't hate Twitter. I just think it's hilarious.
Twitter is honestly, I call it bad opinions, porn, and politics. It's so much. That's all Twitter is.
Yeah. Every time Lance gets blocked by a new canon author, an angel gets its wings.
Because you're such a toxic, toxic, sexist, racist.
But that's the thing, though. He's not saying anything that, and yeah, I know you're being sarcastic, but he's not saying anything that's inappropriate or inflammatory. It's just they just don't want to engage. They want to live in their bubble and alienate any old any EU fans, and they just don't want to engage unless they want to take pot shots at the EU for no reason, right?
Bullshit. That's all I gotta say. But no, like the High Republic. I'm reading Light of the Jedi. I like it. What I don't like is how the High Republic is marketing itself as we're the greatest thing, multimedia, New Jedi Order, Clone Wars multimedia project. Like, don't try to play it. Yep, exactly. Look at the like they try to. You see how they try to erase the past? Like,
I will say though, for the High Republic, like it does. It is kind of there's more comic. I think New Jedi Order only got Invasion right, and that wasn't really all that good. But like there are more comics in the High Republic, and they have like young adult novels as well as junior novels, as well as other multimedia tie-ins. But I still think nothing did it as good as Shadows of the Empire. They had a video game, they had a tie-in comic, they had a
soundtrack
to it, they had a soundtrack. They had the book.
How did I forget Shadows of the Empire when I was talking about multimedia? Oh man.
Yeah, but that was, I don't know. Has there been a block Kevin Scott, because he's a good guy?
Kevin Scott, I can't.
Well, Kevin Scott has me muted. I'm pretty sure, so I don't think that counts. Justina Ireland has me blocked.
Beth Revis has you muted.
She has me. Yeah, we don't know it's me, but it's me.
What about Claudia Gray?
I don't think she's very. I mean, she has a kind of a bigger account, so I don't think she really cares.
Delilah,
I don't really talk to her that much.
Christy Golden probably has you muted as well because you tweeted at her about the John Ostrander thing.
Probably.
Oh, about the Dark Disciple novel, yeah.
She never answered me, by the way.
No, I mean how.
Matthew Stover has me blocked on Twitter.
What?
He's not a canon author, but he has me blocked.
So
why Matthew Stover?
Because I disagree with him on politics, and he blocks me.
It's kind of funny to me how all the a lot of these EU authors, I would say, Stackpole, Paul S. Kemp, Stover, Troy Denning. I'm missing a bunch, but they all lean very left on Twitter, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
especially Troy Denning. Troy Denning, I mean, he goes haywire.
Yeah,
it's honestly hilarious, I think.
Yeah, no, Stackpole is pretty left wing as well.
Yeah, even Salvatore as well. Like
Stackpole doesn't really rage about it like Troy Denning does.
No, I actually want to see that now because I want to see Denning just raging about anything at this point. I want to see what the madman is talking about.
I mean, I don't really care. Mainly because it's not my country, but even if it was, like, I just kind of ignore it anyways. It's all white noise. There's only like one real political class, and it's like, the 1%, the 1% of the 1%, and the rest is all just white noise.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to me from a social perspective to see all these Star Wars authors they don't even like use Twitter to talk about their works, whether they be Star Wars or not Star Wars. They use it as a political platform, and that's why I think Twitter is not real. It's like it's a social simulation that we're all being put through or something like that.
The Matrix.
It's the Matrix. So.
No, Twitter is just like.
Yeah, Wendig is the worst. Sorry.
Oh my.
Said that. Yeah. You should get it, Jade. If you don't have it, you should get it. It's fun. It probably has taken like 10 years off my life, but it's fun.
I told my friends I always critique Twitter. I'm like, it took me a minute to get an Instagram. I'm not doing the Twitter. I can't undo it. I'm too young.
Yeah. But what I will say though, in its favor, is that it's really nice how some authors are so accessible to the fans. For example, like John Jackson Miller, I tweeted him a question last week and he answered it in like 5 minutes.
What a chat.
It was like a little longer, but it was like, like less than half an hour. He answered it. Matthew Stover, if he doesn't block you, like he's usually pretty good about answering things or engaging with fans. It's nice to have that kind of accessibility and be able to ask them these sort of one-off questions and stuff like that. I like it. Elaine Cunningham is also, she's not on Twitter, but she's on Facebook.
I forgot, what did she write?
She wrote Dark Journey.
Oh, okay.
I think she was supposed to write another book, Lance, correct me if I'm wrong, but it got canceled or
Yeah, I
something.
mentioned it earlier. I don't remember I forget the name of it, but it was about Zek.
Yeah, and Iron Inquisitor brings up Drew Karpyshyn. He's responded to me a couple times on Twitter as well, and on his AMA a couple months ago, I asked him a question. He responded. So, yeah. Blood Oath. Okay, that's the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
when-
Chris.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I mean,
Chuck
It
he's-
Wendig.
sucks, bro.
He's
Chuck
accessible.
Wendig. He's that guy is.
If your tweets extend 100,000, you're such a loser.
No way he did that.
His tweets he has like 200,000 tweets, and Daniel Jose Older has like 300,000. That's how many tweets that they have. Daniel Jose Older, he's only been on Twitter since,
That's insane.
well, I guess 2009, so he's been on for over 10 years. But
At the end of the day,
point remains.
At the end of the day, dude, you write for Star Wars. Why are you being such a loser?
Yeah, I know. Well, Drew Karpyshyn is good most of the time. He uses his Twitter to plug his own stuff, which I don't begrudge him that. The man has to earn a living. But like it's like that's what he focuses on. It's like, hey, read my new book, or hey, I'm gonna direct you to like buy one of my previous works and stuff like that. So I just noticed that's kind of like 85% of his tweets, which is fine. But
Darth Bane, Path of Destruction is amazing. I love
Chuck Wendig
I find he was offering
was
advice.
doing that?
Oh,
What did
interesting.
What did he say? He probably said that all the
Curious.
characters would die.
Yeah, to hear what he said.
it. I want to know. Come on, Chris, tell us. Tell us the secret.
Yeah, come on and tell us the secret, Chris.
I will say I'm not gonna like Disney bash right now, but I will say why I didn't like Aftermath, and it's a reason, and it's a good reason, because if I were to write a book called Aftermath, I would be like the Truce of Bakura. I would be focusing on the original trilogy characters. Instead, Chuck Wendig in that trilogy, by and large, focuses on characters that we've never really met before, that we don't really have any investment in, that we don't care about. And then the same thing with Alphabet Squadron. And by the end of that trilogy, yeah, I like those characters because I'd read 3 books about them, but I'd rather read Rogue Squadron about, Wedge Antilles that I saw in the movies, or Tycho that I saw in the movies. I'd rather read Truce of Bakura or, Heart of the Jedi that focus on our original trilogy characters. I'm not saying like it's, that has to be the case all the time, but the fact of the matter is it's your first post Return of the Jedi novel in your new canon. Why would you not focus on original trilogy characters?
They focus on a little sprinkle Leia, put some Han and Chewie in there, no Luke.
Right. Just, make it safe.
What? Honestly, since I'm reading the Thrawn trilogy, what if I read the Aftermath trilogy side by side? Just to, I don't know if I should do that.
I wouldn't waste my time if I were you. So,
I know I will. I actually will give it a shot and read it. I just don't know when.
yeah.
This is my Aftermath.
Oh, hell
Don't
yeah.
quote me.
I'm so disappointed in myself. Most of my EU books have legend banners.
Aftermath is better than the Thrawn trilogy. That is curse you.
What?
That is
Stop.
the hottest take I've ever seen.
Shame on
If
you.
I could stick it up, I would.
Can I do it?
Opinions are opinions, but
Oh,
I don't know how you could.
no, he's trying to poke buttons. He's trying to press some buttons.
What I get is not liking the Thrawn trilogy. That's like I love it, but I get that. I accept that that's a reasonable opinion. But to say Aftermath is better than the Thrawn trilogy, I don't know.
Blue Pig, I can mute you right now.
No, don't.
Block him. Block him.
I like these opinions. He's committing
No.
heresy. Yeah.
You're factually wrong. I'm sorry.
Objectively wrong.
Oh, is that a line from Aftermath?
Yes.
Jerkily,
Jerkily,
zigzag.
jerkily, zigzagging across the room, ricocheting drunkenly on the floor. Imagine having to be the one who like wrote, like who said the audiobook and having to read that.
Hercules Jerkily.
Like imagine.
Hercules Jerkily. Man, I didn't even know that those were like Hercules was a word. I didn't know that.
It's probably not even a word.
It's not a
Just made
word.
it up.
If you looked it up,
Did he make it up?
I mean, like, I guess we all kind of understand what he's trying to get at, but
Mm.
I don't know. It's just so clumsy, that sentence.
Yeah.
Hercules jerkily. Like, look, Star Wars is one of the very few things that keeps the publishing industry alive. Why are we writing that?
Yeah.
Well, how did hey man, Dr. Seuss was his inspiration, man. Hercules Jerkily, Zigzaggy.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Thompson narrates everything now, but he's going back and narrating a lot of the EU novels that didn't really get full audiobooks back in the day. I would love to have him narrate New Jedi Order, because I think if there's any series in the EU that requires full audiobooks, it's New Jedi Order.
Yeah, don't they do abridged audio?
Yeah, they have a bridge is like for me, it's like a sin of to have.
So do they by a bridge? Do they like are the chapters shorter, or do they just rip out entire chapters?
Yeah, I don't know, because I haven't really listened to any, but I think actually, you know what? That's not true. I think when I got to Legacy of the Force, I was like, oh, I'll try out an audiobook. And I remember like they were skipping entire paragraphs and stuff like that. So not chapters, but like entire paragraphs. And sometimes like I like to follow along with just to maintain my concentration with the actual physical book in my hand. So I'll be listening to the audiobook because I like the presentation. Like Mark Thompson does all the different voices and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which my podcast, like I try and do some like silly little voices. Well, like my inspiration's like Mark Thompson, right? Like he's
Right.
He's out there doing that kind of thing. But when they're skipping entire paragraphs of dialogue, it's just, I think it's like a sin. It's
Yeah. Like what if they did an abridged version of the Lord of the Rings books? Oh my goodness.
well, at that point you might as well just do an abridged version of the Bible. Like, what's sacred anymore? I don't know. You know what I mean? Let's just cut out some. Anyways,
I think the Bible is such a good example though, because every book in the Bible is so important. Especially when you get to the now, if you're not Christian, it is what it is. But especially in the New Testament, the Old Testament is very important in understanding the New Testament. So it's like,
yeah.
it's like even books like Genesis, it's so important for the new stuff. So the New Testament. So
what I find fascinating about the books of the Bible is they're all like, I'm trying to describe it, like Psalms. Where Psalms are just Jewish song lyrics, or Song of Solomon is written like King Solomon's like poetry or something. And then you also have like Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, like the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. That's considered the Torah by the Jews. It's like a collection of different volumes for like that's been passed on. It's interesting, really interesting.
It's very fascinating. I took Latin and ancient Greek in undergrad, so
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like a passion of mine. So we'd have to translate Bible verses in ancient Greek and stuff like that. So
That's cool.
Yeah, because like at the time the original Bibles were in ancient Greek, right? So
Yeah.
See, the Bible is also considered creative writing, in a way.
You said the Bible can
A
be what?
lot of people don't think of it like that. That's why it can't be. See, people view the Bible as a textbook. It's not a textbook. It's creative writing. These are stories. Now whether you believe them are real or not, that's up to you. But this storytelling is what it is.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Like, is it true? I heard that the Bible is probably the most best-selling and most popular book in the
it
world.
is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the most sold book, but it's also the most censored book.
The Bible is more accessible than the Silmarillion, though. We'll say that. The Silmarillion is like half religious text, half like historical, treatise.
I actually want to read that somewhere.
I love the Silmarillion. I think it's amazing. There's this metal band that I listen to called Blind Guardian, and they have this one album called Nightfall in Middle Earth that they did like based on the Silmarillion. It's really good.
Hold on, what's the band called? Hold on,
Blind Guardian.
Blind Guardian.
Yeah, they're good. And then Nightfall in Middle Earth is the album that is based on the Silmarillion.
Well, somebody put me onto a new band today.
It is very dense. It's very, very dense. Like Cody says, it took me like months to read, and I had to keep going back and forth, and I had to rely on Wikipedia because I wanted to kind of understand and soak in everything.
The lore and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, which I only maybe retained like 20% of today, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
it was a good effort.
All right, are you watching Rings of Power?
No, I don't know that I will. I've heard that they've made some lore changes, and you know, me being the EU fan that I am, I don't know, that fundamentally can't accept that. So
Yeah.
I don't really care about like the political stuff surrounding the show. That's not really, you know, I don't get involved in that kind of thing. But like when you don't respect the source material, maybe I will watch it just to form my own opinion. Like I'll watch, you know, some of it, but
Mhm.
because I've heard like it's not bad, but because I know the story, it might not appeal to someone like me. You know,
Yeah, I don't know. See,
yeah, exactly as you were gonna say. Yeah,
yeah, I don't really know. Like, I know about Lord of the Rings. I've seen the Hobbit movies and the and I know I read a little bit of the parts of the book, but I don't really know a lot about the Second Age, for example. So if I heard the show on its own is pretty good, but like if you know the lore, you're gonna be pointing at this. This is like, you know, it's not gonna be adding up.
I'm trying to think of like a recent example when I was watching even like something like The Bad Batch. When I was watching that first episode, I was like, that's not what happened. You know, with Kanan and Order 66 and stuff like that. I just hate being that guy. Like, in you know.
Yeah, I'm that guy when it comes to Star Wars and Marvel and DC. I have to be that. I'm always that nerdy guy, like, well, actually, like, I hate that.
Yeah,
but
I don't expect like 100%.
Mhm.
You know, frame for frame adaptation. I think Watchmen tried to do that. I mean, it wasn't 100%, but it was very, very close to the comic, almost like scene for scene in some cases. And I don't think it went over that well, right? I think you need to have some creative freedom, but you can't start changing a character's, you know, base motivations and stuff like that.
Yeah. The thing about Watchmen that you bring up is Christopher Nolan told Zack Snyder that the film came out way too early. It was like ahead of its time. I love Watchmen. I think it's underrated. Like,
yeah, I liked it when it came out. I since have kind of, there's some movies that I like more after, you know, after a certain time, and then there are some movies that I just, you know, I didn't like them as much as what I will say, like The Force Awakens, like when that movie came out, I actually enjoyed it. And over the years, I've kind of my love for it has kind of dulled considerably, I would say. But
so, that was my first Star Wars movie I got to see in movies. I dressed up as Darth Vader as a kid.
Yeah.
I still have fun with the movie. I generally still have fun with the movie, but I think that they could have done obviously better writing wise.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
like my wife, like, and I 4 or 5 years ago, we went as Rey and Kylo Ren for Halloween. I gotta like find those pictures and just destroy them. You know,
You're gonna destroy them?
destroy the evidence.
Destroy the evidence?
Delete them off of our whatever. Our
Sequel
phone.
fan confirmed.
I know, right? I gotta.
Oh! Look up! I'm a sequel fan. Look at my poster.
Hey, you know what? If they sold, EU Luke and Mara Jade costumes, I'd be like in line first. You know, first in line to buy those.
I would dress up as Mara Jade for a convention. And I wouldn't feel upset about it.
You would?
I'm just kidding, but
Oh.
I don't know.
I was gonna say more power to you, man, but
Yeah,
I'd rather be Mara Jade than Kylo Ren. So how about that?
Lance, I think you could pull off credibly. I think you could pull off like a Cade Skywalker kind of thing. You get like a little curly wig going on there. You could pull off like a.
I used to have hair like that a while back. My hair used to be like that. If you go to some of my older videos on my Instagram or my older streams on Instagram, you'll see my hair was longer.
Cody says, "Have your wife dress as Ahsoka and you Filoni for the next Halloween." I don't know. That's too creepy.
That's too scary. It's not creepy. It's scary.
No, don't do that. Don't.
Yeah.
Do that.
Look, I would shit my pants if I saw that in real life.
Do you got your Dave Filoni impression ready?
Why Dave Filoni?
I'm not going to do it on stream. I got to work on it first. I got to work on it. I haven't even turned my mind to that. This is not the first time. he has like kind of like an effeminate voice, I would say, like very soft spoken and kind of I don't I just well, he does could do the Filoni smile like the and I gotta shave my beard, but it's like it kind of like creeps up, like it's like really really creepy. It's like nothing against. I'm not gonna like insult his physical,
He does?
but his smile is kind of creepy. I will say that.
Yeah. He's just very passionate about his work, man.
Blue Pig says, "Did you guys know that Denning has a wife?"
Palpatine had concubines. So
Is she aware of what he writes? Because I'm just curious. Because like I feel like if I was writing the kind of stuff that Denning was writing, I feel like my wife would have some questions.
Oh.
She'd be like,
How long has he been married to this woman? Why did this woman allow him to write the stuff that he did write?
yeah.
But
that
I heard
doesn't-
that he's very controversial when it comes to some of his little writing choices, to say the least.
he's the Ryan Johnson of the EU. So
That has its benefits and that has its not benefits.
a lot of people love him. A lot of people hate him.
Does that make Timothy Zahn the JJ of the EU?
Oh, shut
Timothy Zahn is the Dave Filoni of the EU.
Yeah, he's the Dave. You're right. Actually,
He is the Dave Filoni of the
Yeah.
EU.
So he's Dave, which I hate to say that because I love Zahn, but he is. I mean, especially maybe not his early books, but his later Del Rey books were most definitely because his Scoundrels book it retconned AC Crispin's trilogy. So, and Matt has talked about that on his channel. So is Alex. They both hate that book. So I haven't read it, but they hate it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like my thing is Timothy Zahn being called the Dave Filoni of the EU is like, I feel like a low blow, man.
I don't know. Like Dave Filoni, he did some pretty good. Like the Clone Wars is if you pretend that the Clone Wars, if you separate it from the EU,
Mhm.
it's not a bad show. Like my daughter, she loves Ahsoka.
Yeah.
It appeals to that demographic. Rebels too is not a bad show. There was some interesting stuff they were doing in Rebels that I kind of wanted to learn more about, like the Bendu.
Oh yeah, the Bindu.
Yeah, I was like, what is this thing? Like, I want to learn more about it. But also, they did this in the Clone Wars too, but like kind of like making these physical manifestations of the Force. Like you have the son, the daughter, or whatever, the Bendu, the father.
Yeah.
I don't know that I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that the Force it kind of like humanizes the Force. Like it makes it kind of mundane, whereas it should, in my opinion, remain mystical.
Right.
Like I forget, someone might have said in our group chat a long time ago, but I feel like the new canon's going to tell us Yoda's past. Like they're going to tell us like where his people come from. I honestly, and the EU never touched it, and I think that was the smart play. But I feel like the canon's eventually going to go there, and it's just not going to be satisfying because you can never satisfy everybody with revealing something of that magnitude.
Yeah, Yoda's backstory. Honestly, just will it be interesting? Would it pique people's interest? Yes, people will buy that because they wouldn't be like, oh, what will they do now? But keep it a mystery. George Lucas, he wanted it a mystery, and I think the mystery helps the character.
Yeah, there are some things that should always remain a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Like I don't know, like Joker's backstory. I know it. Every time they dive into his backstory, I love it because it's so interesting. But he's better off we don't know what his origin is or his actual origin is.
I like the idea of Joker as an unreliable narrator in the sense that like he doesn't even remember what his own backstory is because he's told it in so many different ways to so many different people and so he just doesn't. Anyways, I was just reading Iron Inquisitor's comment. I'd rather Yoda stay in the series too. There was a Tales story that covered it, but it was non-canon, thankfully. Yeah, those Tales stories were fun. I have like all 6 trades for the Star Wars Tales comics, and I want to reread them this year. Probably later. There's so much to read in the EU. I could spend the next like 5 years doing it, and then by the time I finish, the beautiful thing is that I'll have kind of forgotten. It's been long enough has passed since the stuff that I started with, so I'm just gonna have to just redo it again.
Titus, you're wrong.
Deception, yeah.
You're wrong.
That has to be a joke, Titus.
I actually just got that book. I haven't read it yet. So
I didn't even read Sex and Deception. All I know is I heard it's very, very boring. I might like it though. Maybe, maybe not. I didn't read it yet.
yeah, I have no thoughts on it. I haven't read it yet. There's a lot of the stuff that I missed reading in the EU is the Clone Wars novels like Dark Rendezvous,
Mm-hmm.
Labyrinth of Evil, which I just got the hardcover of. It's up there somewhere. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really excited to read that because I think Chris Nelson said it was his favorite book. So I'm curious to see what the hype is about.
Well, I hate to be a party pooper, but I'm so sleepy.
Oh yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
good, man.
So Chris just said yeah.
Yeah, so I think he was confirming that was his favorite book. That's cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna go. You have a great night. I wanted to do it longer. I mean, we've almost streamed for 2 hours. That's long.
Yeah, this is my
So-
first stream. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're welcome for more, of course. I appreciate you joining. Marcel, same to you, of course.
Yeah, man.
Everyone in chat, thanks for joining. Chris, Matt, Alex, everyone else, thanks for joining.
Titus.
I'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Which I don't know when that will be, but it'll be next time,
Yeah.
sometime soon. So you have a great night.
All right. See you guys.
All right, everybody.